Good evening. Have a blessed evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you once again for joining us for another episode of African Youth Time Show. Tonight, I am your host, Sangwa Piedurchis. So I'm not alone on the host, and allow me to welcome my co-host, Mr. Melwin. Melwin, how are you?
I'm fine, Sangwa. How are you?
I'm okay. How was the past week for you? How did it go?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I missed the episode they played, but it's okay.
You missed the episode.
Yeah.
You know that it was a very important week for us. You know, we were remembering the genocide against the Tutsi that happened in 1994.
Yeah.
Very, very memorable week. So, Melwin, we are not alone this time on the panel. I'm going to give you the time to welcome our guests, to say the topic of the night and give a full introduction of the guest of the night. The time is yours.
Okay. So tonight, as every Thursday, we have the opportunity to discuss a crucial topic on our platform, on our program, on our episode. And the topic of tonight is Africa integration and governance. Can Africa make it? And tonight we are going to discuss it with a distinguished and amazing guest, Mr. Jean-Marie Nsabimana. Mr. Jean-Marie Nsabimana is a political scientist and also a public administration professional. Currently exercising or serving as the Director of Good Governance in Ngororero District. He is holding a Master in Public Administration from Tsinghua University in China, which is one of the best universities in the world, and a bachelor degree in governance and leadership from the University of Rwanda. He has a strong expertise in governance, service delivery, and policy implementation. He is also a member of Pan-African Movement, Rwanda chapter, and he is deeply committed to promoting good governance, citizen engagement, and sustainable development across Africa. Welcome, Mr. Jean-Marie.
Thank you.
How does it feel when someone is talking about your accomplishments?
I feel good.
Feel great,
because, you see, sharing with others your experience, being with others, especially when they are younger generations, it's very nice. I feel nice.
So the purpose of this show is to inspire the young youth, African youth in general. I hope that each and everyone who is watching us will be inspired, will learn something, you know, from the things that you're about to share with us, from the insights and so much intelligence that you're about to give us tonight.
Absolutely.
Yes. So without further ado, Melwin, can you please welcome our audience also?
Okay. Tonight on the audience we have 3 young people from the youth, the new generation. They are all students. We have Mr. Joel Ndumerume, who is coming from Congo. We have Mr. Emmanuel T. Dixon.
And Mr.
Sheriff from Liberia too.
Can you please clap yourselves? It's a pleasure to have you with us tonight, just like every other night. Please feel welcome. I hope that you guys are going to listen, integrate more yourselves into the conversation, dive in, be attentive so that you can ask later questions, you know? So without wasting our time, Mr. Nsabimana, I want to start our aspect of discussion on your childhood, okay?
Yeah.
So my first question to you will be, what inspired you? Or looking back at your childhood, okay? What aspects of your childhood or the environment that you grew up in most influenced your interest in the things that you pursued, meaning governance and leadership?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Actually, growing up in the country like Rwanda, where we have a decentralized governance, citizen-centered, actually itself it's inspiration, especially for us, the young generations. You see, here we have different approaches, platforms like community outreach, citizen engagement, a strong leadership that's focusing on quality service delivery. So itself, it's inspiration to us. First and foremost, also if we can see back our history as Rwandan, back in 1994, before 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, where governance and leadership was a little bad, because it took us to the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, where we lost more 1 million lives of Tutsi because they were killed because they are Tutsi. So now comparing to current leadership we're having, led by His Excellency President of the Republic, Paul Kagame, if you can make a comparative analysis before and current leadership and governance itself, it can inspire. It can inspire because you can ask yourself, why can't I involve in governance, in leadership, where we can improve our quality service delivery and citizen-centered. And itself, I can say it inspired me. It inspired me, and I like it. I like it because I did political science, the option of governance and leadership, University of Rwanda. I like it. I was impressed. That's why I even took masters in international development and governance, specialization of public administration. So all those things inspired me, and I'm still inspired. Our leadership itself can inspire us to follow the same way, so that our future country, Africa, we have the stronger leaders.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's very good.
Yeah.
So was there a redefining experience in your early years that shaped your vision of a society and a civic engagement?
Yeah, they are, because the shaping, actually that's what I always say to the young generation, I mean youth like me. Of course, I'm getting out of the youth age, but still we can work together. All activities related to governance that are being done here in Rwanda, they are shaping us as youth. For example, before 1994 genocide, getting someone at my age involved in public service, managerial positions, was quite difficult. So now, the good leadership we are having, that's putting us on the table, on the high table, so that we can be mentored to be a good leaders. This is a pushing factor and pulling factor to be a leader of today and tomorrow. So that's what I can say about it.
Okay. I would like to ask a quick question for precision. At the first question, you said something about decentralized governance, but it's something that most of us were not common with. So can you at least try to explain to the viewers and to the people watching us today what is a decentralized government? So
decentralized governance. Decentralized governance means all services are decentralized to the citizens. All decisions taken, people are involved, citizens are involved. You see? That's why we call it decentralized governance. Our senior leaders can't sit there and take decisions without involving citizens. Citizens are consulted, are involved, so that their ideas and the contribution can be considered when planning and making a policy. That's what we call decentralized governance. It's where all citizens are concerned in decision making.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jean-Marie. So the next question will be about your academic journey, because we have seen you have been in China, you have also done studies in Rwanda. So the question will be, how has your academic journey shaped your way of understanding governance?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, we are what we are today because of different factors. Academic journey is one of the shaping factors, Here in Rwanda, as I told you and as you mentioned, I did governance and leadership at the University of Rwanda. And I mentioned above all factors that pushed me to pursue governance. My journey then, here in Rwanda and in China where I did my master's, was quite challenging but inspiring. Because here we have a lot of models, our senior leaders, they are there mentoring us, showing all the way to do or to improve what is being done here. So I had a chance of having mentors, lecturers, who were helping me to achieve or to complete my duties at the time. Now, getting to China, doing my master's, was a little bit challenging more than it was here. Because their speed is a little bit ahead of us.
A little bit?
Yeah, not a little bit, if I can say, but they are ahead of us.
Yes.
Because I can't forget, my first month there, I was like depressed. Because their working environment, yes, is conducive, but the speed they are working on, their technology is advanced, infrastructures are advanced compared to ours. So, and if I can say, I was the only Rwandan in that class. We were a class of 13 students from different corners of the world. We were like 3 African students. So now you can understand that class of 13 students, the competition was very high. And even though we were 13, but some of us were not graduating. They didn't graduate because their theses were not, they didn't pass their theses. So now you can understand how pressure was. But the most important is the knowledge and the skills we got from there. Now, if we can make a comparative analysis about studies here and the studies there in China, we can see that we have a lot of to benchmarking from Chinese high learning institutions, because the technology, the infrastructure, the educational system, they are all advanced more than us. So the journey was tough, but possible. That's why I'm today here, sharing with you experience and serving people in the career that I like, the career I love, because I love governance perspective and to be a public servant. Actually, I've got the other certificate from Young African Leaders, USA. USA provided me this certificate of servant leader. So, and the other certificate from Michigan University, emotional intelligence. Those are the courses I took online, but it also shaped me in serving public, serving citizens, serving people, also, but managing their emotions, but also different characters. So what I can say here, my journey, my academic journey was tough, but possible. But I thank both countries, Rwanda and China, the contribution they constructed me. Thank you.
Okay,
So
Mr.
it was
Jamari.
tough but worth it.
Yep.
Mr. Jamari, you said you have been in China. Do you speak Chinese?
Well, I can try, but I'm not fluent in Chinese because the studies were in English and was stressful. We couldn't focus on language, but I can say like ni hao and the other things.
What does ni hao mean?
Ni hao means hello or hi.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to continue with the section of African youth around the world. This is where we're going to give our audience the time to express themselves, you know, to ask you questions concerning the topic of tonight. Let me not waste the time and start with Mr. Joel. You're going to introduce yourself, say where you're from, and then ask your question.
Yeah, hello My name is Joel. I'm from DRC, Republic Democratic of Congo. My question is this: from the good experience you got for the governors, can you? What is the what do you see as the biggest war between African states and true unity?
You can repeat your question, no problem.
Okay. From the experience you got in governance, what do you see as the biggest war between African states and true unity?
The biggest what? Come again?
War.
The biggest war
War.
between African states and true unity.
True unity.
Yes.
The biggest war, like challenging?
As in war,
Yes,
as
challenging,
in...
like what is stopping
What is stopping
Africa
Okay.
from
to be
getting...
unified, to be truly unified?
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, African countries, we still have the journey. We have a lot to do. Have a lot to do because in place, we have a well-drafted policy and strategies. If we can comply, we can have a strong voice globally. But the way we are behaving, like African countries itself, it can't allow us to get development we want. So therefore, we need to join our hands, to work together, to have common policies, to comply to the strategies and policies in place. So otherwise, it will always be difficult. This is the main challenge we have. Some countries are selfish and national. We have economic competition. We have like limited political will. All those things, all those factors, they are barriers to unify Africa, to have a common understanding towards development, towards African we want. But good enough, we have some institutions like East African Community, African Free Trade, African Free Trade. All those institutions, if it can work well, if we can comply to what policy describe, if we can have a quality policy and be consistent, Africa can be good. I always wonder why we are always learning, heading to Western countries to look out to see if we can survive. But all things are here in Africa. But the most important we are lacking is unity, as we are saying. So it's up to us, African countries, to design our destiny. It's up to us to join hand, to work together so that we can be at least at the other stage, more than where we are today. That's what I can say. We are in progress, of course. A lot of things are being done, but we still have a journey to work on. Yeah.
Satisfied?
Yeah, I would like to add something.
Yeah.
And what the strategy can we use?
The strategy, as I said, we have a well-drafted policy. But the issue is compliance. Compliance. If we can all have the head of states, African heads of state, if they can be willingly, if they can have a political will, we can achieve. But the issue is some are willing, others are not, due to different factors. We have internal factors, we have external factors, but it's up to us, as I said, to design our destiny, because we have everything that can help us, but we are not developing. So maybe our elders didn't achieve. But as youth, it's up to us. You and me and the others, let's join our hand. Let's work together. The drafted policies that are in place, let's comply. Let's comply to those strategies. Know that we can achieve. Otherwise, we can still lagging behind development, where Western countries are coming and taking everything. But us, if we can join our hands, we can use all resources and develop ourselves. That's what I can say.
I hope you're satisfied, Joel. So before we continue to the solutions of integration, because right now we are still on the challenges of integration, I want to also ask a question about that. So can we say that the current African institutions are strong enough to support effective integration? If yes, why? If not, why not?
Yeah, African institutions, you're asking if they are strong enough to develop African continent.
A strong integration.
Integration, especially. What I can say, you have institutions. I even mentioned like East African Community, Continental Free Trade Area, we have African Union. Those are institutions that would help us to get at a high table, global. But those institutions, even though they are progressing, but we still have the journey. Because if not, we couldn't have the political instability that we are having. See now, relationship between Rwanda and DRC. Many years ago, Kinyarwanda speaking in DRC, they were being killed. The entire countries worldwide, they are there watching. No one can stand up and say, please stop this. So you see, this kind of conflict, it can't allow us to tackle the development we want. So that's what I'm saying. We have institutions, but are they really helping us to be unified, to be integrated, to have the development we want? I can say no, because we still have challenging and problems you can see. So I can say that yes, they are progressing, but still there is a lot of things to do.
Still a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work to do, to be done. But hopefully, you guys, me inclusive, if you can work hard, you can have the common understanding, or if we can develop services standards in a political perspective and the governance, we can achieve. So we still have a lot of things to do.
Yeah, a lot of work, yes.
Okay.
Edwin?
Before continuing to the solutions, I would like to come back on that one we have been discussing earlier. Concerning the institution which are actually supposed to help Africa to get unified, I want to know, like, do you think the biggest work is given to them, or the biggest work is actually on African country to actually have the willing to come together and be unified?
Institutions themselves can't help us to achieve the unity we want. No. But it's up to each and every country, because the institutions we have, like I mentioned, yes, they're there, and we are rotating. Their leadership are rotating. Today Rwanda is leading, tomorrow Burundi. You see, we are. But the issue is, are all heads of state have common objectives? This is question. Are they serving to the common interest? This is the question. So the political will is totally different from different countries. But if all government states, government heads of state can have the same objective, the same vision, Africa can be unified and can reach far globally. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Jamari. So right now we are going to go to the stage of solutions, and I'm going to give the hand to Mr. Emmanuel T. Dixon to ask a question. Introduce yourself first and ask your question.
Okay, thank you. Emmanuel T. Dixon, my name. Emmanuel T. Dixon, my name, and it's a pleasure being on the show with you tonight. So I listened to your presentation. That's good, but I have a question. So what concrete policy or reform African countries can implement in order to strengthen integration? What are some of the concrete reform that we can implement to strengthen integration?
Thank you. Reforms can be done, but the most thing that can be done is to strengthen governance policies. Governance policies like transparency, accountability, free movement of because it's a bit challenging. How comes me as a Jean-Marie from Rwanda to Liberia, the same continent, Africa, am I asked visa? It's not worth. I think the policies can be formulated, but the most important is to strengthen governance principles, like transparency, like removing barriers, free movement, indeed. Because if you establish free movement, you know what happens? The economic growth we immediately have, because you will take goods and services from here to the other country and vice versa. So that will help. But the most important too, it's political will. The government, the heads of government in the African continent, they should all have this commitment. And African countries should focus and strengthen service standards, as I said. Service standards, because if we strengthen service standards, citizens will be satisfied about services they are having. The conflict will be reduced at least. I can't say we live like angels, you know, because we're all human.
Yeah.
Social conflict will always be there. But if we are willing, if we are committed to work together, to find solutions together, I think we can, those reforms can themselves guiding us towards economic development and African unity we want.
Yeah, just to follow up on that question, someone may argue that in every African countries we have a constitutions that talk about freedom of movement. There is no intimidations. You can leave from here, you go Rwanda, go a different country, there is no intimidation. So these forms, these policies are already on the book and they are being implemented. But yet and still, we haven't reached that far as an African. So what can we do more? Because you talk about movement, where you leave here to go to Liberia. All these things have the fundamental rights as also there, the constitutional rights as also there. Every country have their own laws, and they're enforcing it. They are implementing it. But yet and still, we African, we are yet to get at that stage. So what can we do? What are some of the practical steps we can take since we have this reform? They are being implemented, but we are not getting that solution. What can we do to get a solution?
Thank you very much. This is a nice question. But as I said, the established policies are there. We have our drafted policies, strategies. Unfortunately, we are not implementing. We are not complying to. That's the bigger problem. Yes, constitution-wise, we have a constitution saying that everyone is free to go and to stay anywhere in the Africa. But is it doable? Tomorrow, if I wake up, can I go to Liberia without asking me visa? Maybe, I don't know, I didn't check. Maybe a lot of African countries, when they come here in Rwanda, it's a free visa. They get visa on arrival at airport.
True.
But some countries, they are restricting this movement. Then you can ask why. This is the question now. You are asking, what can we do to be at the other stage? What we can do is what I said even above. It's to have common vision, common mission, common understanding, working for development of our citizens. Because, as I said earlier on, some of us, we are selfish and irrational. We have economic competition, which are not even leading us to the global stage, but hiding us behind the Western countries. Because you can see, we have the benchmark. We can benchmarking. Africa, I mean, European Union. If you got a visa called the Schengen, you can walk around in Europe. You can go in each and every country. It's not the same here in Rwanda. You want to go to Burundi, you ask this. You go to Liberia, you go to Gabon. This is now the challenge to economic development. These are challenges. They're challenging us to tackle development and the African integration we want. So you understand that some policies are there, yes, but their implementation is other things. But as guys, as I always say, it's up to us. We are the change. We have to make a change. We have to make a change. Yes, our elders maybe, they are doing not as much as they could, but us, let's put the effort. Let's be the change makers, all right? And we can get it.
I hope you're satisfied, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay. The next question will be for Mr. Sheriff. So you can go on and introduce yourself and
where you're
ask your
from?
question.
Okay, my name is Sherif. I'm from Liberia, and it's a pleasure to share this platform tonight.
Yeah, it's
Today is my first night to be here, and I hope to always be present. But to just buttress some questions that my colleagues have asked, I want to know what role good governance play to accelerating Africans integration. What role good governance play?
Thank you. This is a nice question. What's the role of good governance to unify Africa? Let me tell you guys, governance itself, where there is good governance, you can tell yourself. We have two indicators. Governance is the key driver to development, and development is the indicator of good governance. Where there is good governance, we have development.
True.
We have development, we have good governance. So having good governance, let me say, here in Rwanda, let's take an example here in Rwanda. Before 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, things were worse here. People were not considered. People were killed. We didn't have the same chance. We didn't have equal opportunity, being in education, being in work. Discrimination were here. That's why development was not there. But look at after 1994 genocide. If you can compare, if you can do a comparative analysis, there's a big difference, if I must say. There's a big difference. You can see, if you can walk around here in the city, you can tell yourself. So governance, if it's applied, development is automatic. It's automatic because citizens will be involved, will be concerned in planning, infrastructure will be like you can see here. We have a lot of infrastructures, road, hotels, Kigali Arena, Convention Center. all those are the product of good governance, because it's development. It's development because you have a good leadership, which put citizen on the helm, where people are concerned, especially as youth. We are involved in each and everything, in politics, in governance, in different positions. We have mentors. So governance is playing a key role. But we have to improve, of course. We have to improve because we are still having challenges, political conflict, as I mentioned, a lot of issues related to politics, if I can say. So we still have a lot of things to do towards governance perspective through establishing and strengthening governance principles, transparency, accountability. If all those goes well, we can reach far.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, I'm satisfied, but I still have some further questions that I want him to explain to us.
Try to be fast because the time is
Oh,
running.
okay. We are talking about Africa or African integration. But one thing I have understand is that corruption has held back Africa. Yeah, so many countries in Africa, corruption is one of the key factors that are held back. So what do you think that this integration can help reduce corruption, and how?
Good question.
Please explain.
Yeah, thank you. Corruption. Why are we corrupt? This is the problem. This is the issue. As youth, as guys, let's avoid it. Let's not be corrupted. Corruption is really bad. Where corruption is, people can't get equal opportunity. But they consider the other things like corruption, like, if I say corruption, there is a lot of types of corruption. We have corruption related to sex, money corruption, emotional corruption, moral corruptions. They are all corruptions. But we need to strengthen our governance and leadership as well as transparency. Yes, corruption is there. It's there in different countries of Africa. But it's up to us guys to fight it.
To hold people accountable.
So to hold people, I mean, that's what we say. People should be held accountable, because if we can sit and stand there watching people taking corruption in different forms, we can't get development. We can't be integrated. We can't have a unity as African. So we need to do. We have to put all efforts together to fight it. Otherwise, things will be difficult. But I hope some leaders are committed, some countries are committed, like here in Rwanda. Corruption, the punishment, it's really tough. It's really tough. That's why we can see if those indicators like Transparency International Rwanda used to make a research, to do a research. So the findings shows us that yes, corruption is still there, but it's reducing. It's reducing because people are held account for that corruption. Thank you.
Hope you're satisfied, right?
Yes. Okay. So I have a quick question concerning corruption. Since you have been talking, I heard something like a reactive measure concerning corruption, holding people accountable. This is coming after the corruption already happened. What can we do to prevent actually the corruption to happen? And mostly, how can we implement in the mind of young people that corruption is not something to do?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. What can we do? The one we are doing, it's inclusive. It's awareness. Awareness, telling people that corruption is bad. It's not good. It's hindering our development. But also, the legal framework and the policies have to be revised and make them tough to those who are in corruption, so that If you cannot, leave it willingly, but the laws, the courts will do their job. So please, let's not be in corruption, because our future, we can't be good leaders if we are in corruption. No, we can't serve people. We can't have a quality service delivery if we are in corruption. And the other thing we can do is to standardize services and the quality policies, but also monitoring and evaluating the implementation of those policies in place and the strategies, so that people can at least behave and not to be in corruption. Yeah.
Okay. Concerning again the corruption, there is something you said at the beginning, why are we corrupt? And most of the time, when I hear about corruption, me as a young people, I hear about money, bribery, giving money to maybe to someone so that he can do something for you in exchange. But I feel like, I wanted to ask a question. Don't you think maybe giving merit or giving chances to every young people would actually reduce corruption? If all of them get jobs, they have good services, don't you think it can reduce corruption somehow, because they already have something? That's the thing I wanted to ask.
Do you think those people who are corrupted, they don't have job? No. But here in Rwanda even, we have got the senior leaders who were caught because of corruption.
Sure.
So if unemployment was the cause of being corrupted, we couldn't see the senior leaders having corruption.
Indeed.
You see? So now, this is mindset. This is mindset, and I can't sit here and promise that everyone can get a job, maybe in public service or in private. We also need to be entrepreneurial. We have to create entrepreneurship. We have to strengthen our private sector, so that at least a lot of young people can get a job. Otherwise, in the public, the positions are limited.
True.
But what I can say again, it's awareness, to understand, to have this common sense, to fight together corruption. Because the way we are saying, if everyone can get a job, can't we really fight totally corruption? Absolutely no. Because if we can have those big people, big position, well paid, they are corrupted, it's indicating that the corruption is in our mind.
Actually, if you observe, you will see that the people who are mostly corrupted are the people who have money.
Absolutely.
So it's not about being unemployed, because you find out that the people who actually benefit more from corruptions are the ones who have money.
Already.
Yep. So that's what I can say, because it's only the mindset.
Yeah.
And the mindset change, it's not something you wake up and it's a process.
True.
It's a process, it's awareness, it's educating. And our educational system should include, the course that teaching people to avoid corruption. Because the corrupted country can develop itself. No, absolutely no. Because there won't be equal chance. There won't be merit-based, but the other factors which will hinder development here in Rwanda and the rest of African country.
So I want to finish this whole panel by asking you to advise the youth. As in, what advice would you give to a young person who has been watching you, who has been learning from you, from this show? What can you advise him, especially for those who want to engage in governance and development, Africa's development in general?
The advice, even what I've been saying, they're all advices. So what I can advise is, it's up to us to design our destiny. No one else will come outside of African continent to help us to develop ourselves. It's up to us. Let's join our hands together. Let's work together. Let's have political will, especially those big people, heads of government in African countries. The political will, if can be at the helm, at the front line, in fighting corruption, political conflict, all those problems that are hindering us to tackle the development we want, we can reach far. So especially youth, because we are the change makers. We are the leader of today and tomorrow. We are the ones who can stand up and say no to those things that are stacking us to reach to African we want, in terms of development, in terms of unity, in terms of good governance, all those things. So it's up to us, guys, to do all the best we can so that we can tackle African development and have African and Africa. Because if I can say, I always wonder why here in Rwanda and elsewhere in the African countries, they might have problems, conflict, whatever, and they're called in Western countries to tell them the problem, and they advise us how we can sort out and get out
Of the problem.
all the problems. But I always ask myself, why can't we sit together? Why can't we collaborate?
Are we not strong enough or smart enough?
Or wise enough?
No, I can't say that. But the issue is its mindset, as I said, because selfishness, sometimes people are working to their own interest, not common interest. So if we can join our hands, if we can work together, if we can have a quality policy and standardize our service, we can get Africa we want. That's what I can advise to the youth.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It
you.
was a pleasure having you with us tonight. Thank you, Melvin.
Thank you, Sangwa.
Did you learn something?
Of course, many things.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope that you guys are taking home something very important, because everything that we do here is to inspire the youth in general. And it's always a pleasure to see you learning, and getting inspired from people who are supposed to be inspiring us. So thank you for the technical team for helping us diffuse this whole show. I was Sangwa at the presentation. Let us see each other again next Thursday for another episode of your favorite show, African Youth Time Show. Bye.